Hello, my name is Karina Bona of Little Ray's Puppetry. I'm a professional puppeteer and today I'm going to show you how to make a dog hand glove puppet. So to make a dog sock puppet you will need these materials: some black fabric, some socks, I'd say 2, preferably 1 brown and 1 white, some card, 3 buttons, some PVA glue, a little bit of wadding, or you can use newspaper if you can't get hold of this stuff. It's just a bit of cotton wool stuffing, your scissors and a black marker pen. And let's not forget some cotton and a needle. The first thing we need to do is make a palette for our mouth. Now this does sort of depend a little bit on the size of your sock and the size of your hand, but you roughly make a shape like this and cut it out of your card. If you need to, you can always go bigger or smaller. You just have to test it out and see how it fits. You cut this out, and then, this is quite important, you need to bend it so that you get yourself a palette. Now your palette is going to be roughly the size of your thumb and then bend up. So, taking the tip of my thumb, I place it there and I kind of bend my fabric a little bit with my hand, and that's how I know that that's about the size that I want to make it. So I've bent my bit of card and that's going to give me a nice flappy mouth to stick inside my sock. I like to insert the palette in closed, and all you've got to do is push along whoop, 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 until you get to the very top of your mouth, and then open it out inside. And this just takes a little bit of adjustment to get the bottom of your palette into the heel of your sock. Now you've got something that looks like this. Now we're going to stuff some wadding into the nose of our dog. So I take my wadding and I make a little bit of a kind of bulbousy round shape. And I'm going to hold that in my hand and stuff my hand up into the sock, go over the top of the cardboard and stuff it into the front of that nose. Okay? So already there you can see the kind of shape that we're building up. Boop, boop, boop. So now that we've got our palette into our sock and we've stuffed our nose, I'm just going to put a little bit of PVA through the sock to connect the two things together. This is going to help keep its shape. And all you've got to do is just squeeze your PVA out and run it along, and it'll push through the fabric and down into the sock. So using this bit of old sock, I'm just going to show you how you cover one of these eyes. And then you just have to repeat the process with the other one at home. Cut yourself out a little portion of sock. And cover your eye in a little bit of PVA. And then just pop the fabric over the top and stretch. Now you really want to go for it there and stretch it nice and tight so that PVA takes hold. And that's how you cover a button eye. I'm just going to pop a little bit of a stitch in the back there. Now I'm going to go through it the one time, and then with what's left over, I'm just going to wrap around and then thread it through one more time. You don't have to be too accurate a sewer with these things. Just a little bit of support to help our eye dry. So we leave that to dry, and then we're going to cut the back away, and then that means that we can just glue that eye straight onto the sock. Taking a bit of this black fabric, I'm going to fold it in half and cut out a circle shape. Now, because I folded it in half, I've got 2 identical circles, and my button's still a little bit wet with PVA, so I can just press that into the center. Gives me a nice pupil. So now our next step is to do some ears for our dog with this black fabric. So what I'm going to do is once again fold the fabric in half and cut out some ear shapes. ears generally tend to be nice and long on dogs. So what I'm going to do is cut that kind of oval shape and then separate the two, and I'm left with 2 little ears for my dog. And I'm just going to leave those a sec. I'm going to stick them onto my dog once he's dry. So now that our sock is dry, I'm just going to turn it over and I'm going to attach the ears and the eyes. So I just pop a little bit of PVA on the top of each ear. And I know that roughly my hand is going to fit inside like that. So I'm just going to position the ears at the back of the palette. Place them like so. Great. And now I'm going to stick on my eyes. So take a bit of PVA, be really generous with it. I'm going to prepare both eyes and then I'm going to pop the sock on my hand. That's the best way to get a good position. So. Just hold them like so, arrange everything nicely, and I think my eyes will go there and there. Now I'm just going to wait with this on my hand for a little while for these eyes to dry. And then I'm going to show you how you stick on the nose. Again, be generous with your PVA, pop a good amount on the back of a button. Now I prefer to use really big buttons for noses. Dog look a little bit more cute. So the last thing I want to show you on my pre-made sock puppet is inside I've just cut out a little shape to make a tongue and stuck that down to the bottom palette. So you can do that at home once everything is glued and dried, and then you're ready to go. Yeah. So this is how you make a dog sock puppet. Huh?